bonjour from Le Grande Motte in France. We are here. It is a beautiful morning. Made our way to the beach, and I have got a lovely view right out in front of me. So this is the Le Grande Motte boat show here in France, and it is the only, I believe, multi-hull show in the world. So they only have multi-hulls here. So it's very exciting. We've never been to the show. We've never actually been to a boat show outside of the US. And even at that, I think we've only been to maybe 3 boat shows ever. And it's been a long time. Last one was in 2019. So I have a feeling there are boats here we've never seen before. There's probably new stuff, new equipment. And of course, we've got a new boat coming. And of course, HH is here, which is going to be most likely our first stop because I am so excited to see they have an OC here, which we have never stepped foot on. And of course, that's the model that we're getting. Not a 44, it is a 50, but it's as close as we're gonna get for now. Anyway, let's get to it. We weren't quite sure what to expect when we decided to come to this show. As in, would many people even speak English, or would this be a sign language event? But much to our surprise, it seemed like everyone spoke multiple languages, except for us. That is, unless you count Spanglish and Polynesian greetings. In other words, we didn't have any issues, and we found some intriguing new tech, like this inflatable sail, and an AI camera set up with very impressive night watch perks. But it was hard for much of anything to hold our attention for long, because let's be honest, we came here like 2 rats looking to scrounge on every boat tied to the dock, starting with this one. This is Sabbatical, an HH50 and the very first of the ocean cruising version. Well, our weather turned quickly. It is now super windy and starting to rain outside. Stopped to talk to a few people on the dock, and then, you have a conversation over here, and then by the time we got to the boat, this is now what we see around us. So we're gonna do most of our filming inside because outside is, not so nice. I'll just send you out there, love.
Thanks.
Yeah. HH makes 2 models, the OC Ocean Cruising and the SC, which is the Sport Cruising. But the big deal for us is the fact that this is the same that we're getting, which is an OC, and it's the first one that we've seen in person. There are differences between the SC and the OC, dagger boards being a big one. The mast is aluminum, not carbon, and
miscellaneous things like rudder and a few
yeah, and of course in the 44, the hull and the structure of everything is essentially the same. So it's a mix of e-glass and carbon fiber. But with all the other models, the 50 and on up, they are all carbon fiber unless you get the OC, which would be a mix of carbon fiber and e-glass. All of that out of the way. It's an OC, number 1. Number 2, it's a 50. And the 50 and the 44 are extremely similar in size and space because the 44 is really a 48-foot boat. And it's because those transoms fold down.
Woo! Scared me.
And fold up. Air horn. So when they fold up, it becomes a 44. So whenever we dock, we are a 44-foot boat. But we have the living space and the layout and everything else of a 48-foot boat. I wonder if they're testing that horn or if somebody's in trouble. I don't know. Distracting. This is kind of the first time that we get to see what our boat's going to feel like. The layout is, of course, completely different, but in the hulls, it's very similar. Shower is similar, the cabins, how much space is in there. So it's exciting for us because we get to walk around and feel and look and go, okay, this is what it's gonna be like.
Everything is soft close. It's really nice. Look at that.
And of course, different coloring and slightly different layout in the galley, the salon and cockpit, but generally the same space. Even our galley will be very similar to this because we have the U-shaped. Sizing will be slightly different, but essentially this is how much room we will have. Our oven will be here, and then our sink is here, so it changes up, but very, very similar. Even the cutouts for the cabinetry and the way that it's finished will all be similar. So it does give us a good idea of what our boat is gonna kind of look like.
So this boat is 3 years old. It's really nice to see the quality of a boat that's not brand new because you can tell a lot from a boat that's been used. And I actually really like this chair. This isn't an HH chair, but this is like a proper office chair. So our nav station will be similar to this. It'll be a little bit longer, but I very much intend to buy some sort of super comfortable chair like this. Can I tell them about ours? I don't. No. Okay. Our little setup here will be very simple, very clean. We won't have an extra C-zone thing. They built everything into the chart plotter. Contemporary, clean space to work with a nice view and this big opening window just to bring in all the air.
That's right. And the view, you can see really well.
Yeah, so from behind me, you see I'm 5'9", 5'10", 5'9.5", technically. And I have a perfect view here. So even if I was 6 feet or 6.5 feet, I'd have a really nice view.
Mm-hmm. It just gets better the taller you are.
The taller you are, it's better. But for Nikki, she's down here. You can see.
Oh, here, move. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, see, I can still see the trampolines and everything perfectly.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's great. I mean, Night Watch. Night Watch is gonna. This will be me right here.
With your cup of tea.
With my cup of tea. I drink so much tea when we are safe. Follow me down here because there's only like 2 shots of the bathroom, the head, and there's nothing of the shower. So this is the first time we've really kind of gotten to see what this space will sort of look like. And even with all of this, it's almost the same. So not exact, but very, very similar. And I'm super pleased with the space because the shower is huge and there's nice shelves and plenty of storage, which makes me very happy. Lots of shelves, cabinetry, and of course
the tech space.
Because we've already talked about this before, but this is same thing. Okay, yeah. The tech space, it's just a thing of beauty. Oh.
Yeah, we will not have
this. The HH52, on the other hand, will have this, and I think maybe a little bit more, but I'll have to find out. We'll talk about the HH52. Let's do that.
Pretty quick after we announced that we were buying the 44, HH announced that they were building a 52, and we got a ton of questions. Are you going to upgrade? Did you buy the right boat? Do you want a bigger one? Are you going to keep that 44? Well, the answer is yes. We're going to keep the 44. We absolutely love the design. Nikki and I think that a 44 foot is perfect for the two of us. The 52 is going to be a little bit faster because it has more waterline. That's just the way it is. It's going to be a lot more expensive, so it's totally out of our budget. So it's really not an option anyway. But there is 2 models. One is like a bigger version of our 44. The layout and everything is pretty similar. It looks great. It looks great. But what kind of gets your mind going is the other layout with the forward cockpit. It just looks totally different. And I've never seen a helm seat that hangs out over the holes, like outside of the holes. It's gotta be the coolest thing. It's almost like when you're on like a Hobie Cat and you've got the thingy on, the trapeze, and you're like out here over the hole. That's kind of, I think, what they designed those seats after, and I haven't seen it on any other boat, and I think that is going to be the game changer, that forward cockpit and those far outside seats.
Yeah, that's the tempting part. That's the part where you're like,
I want the first one that comes out. They said the first 2 or the first 3 are ordered like that. So if you're buying hull number 1, number 2, and number 3, and you want to take a sailing, I mean, you know,
we're willing.
What do you think?
I'm a big fan of the forward cockpits. I've liked it on just about every single boat that I've seen with a forward cockpit. And there are several different ones out there that all have that. Everything's at the mast, you're protected, you can head straight up. It's like when you're at sea, you're not going from the outsides to get to something, just for safety. It's also just the best position to be in the boat. It's the most stable. There's so many things that I like about having a forward cockpit, and the 52 has a forward cockpit option, and that's why we were like, oh, I do like that layout. It is very appealing, especially if you love sailing. That is a sailor's boat to me. Imagine you're sitting here, you've got the helm seat actually folds out, so you're sitting and it's a big 2-seater helm seat. So
and it raises up and down for height.
Yeah, so you can adjust it to however tall you need to be. But imagine you've got a big wheel, and this is like your command station right here, full visibility. You've got 2 cockpit doors, so you can open up depending on which sail angle you're at, right? And in case you're going like head to wind, that would be a lot of windage coming in. Or they've got it to where you can lock it off right at just 45 degrees open, so that way it's just a little bit, and then you can like quickly pop out from either side, or if it's beautiful, you're downwind, whatever, beam on, you can leave them both fully open if you wanted to.
And there's also the option for the really big sunroof so you can see your sails while you're standing here inside.
But then you've got everything right here, and your living space, and your kitchen. So talk about being super connected.
Encapsulated.
Encapsulated, yeah, that's a good word for it, while sailing. So that was the part where it actually wasn't an option budget-wise, just we're already maxed out. So that's a no-go, but I do love the layout. But then to tack on
The seats.
the seats outside,
We're gonna show.
that was
Okay, I'm gonna make this quick. So it has a tiller chair, so there's like this beautiful tiller arm that comes up to right here. And the chair, imagine if there was a super comfortable chair and I was like way out here. That's what it's gonna be like.
And this will be the view from the chair.
And then they have like a little instrument panel right here, so you have all your wind instruments you can control, your sails, you got your tiller, and you're hanging out over the hull. It just, I mean, it would be so exciting to sail like that. And sunset, nighttime when it's super calm and comfortable, like
sunrise.
sunrise, yeah. I think that's kind of a magical place to be, so I'm really excited to get on one of those boats.
Okay.
So while we're talking about helm positions, let's talk about our 44. This is perfect because there's nothing here on this OC version of this 50. So imagine our wheel will be right here, and we will have all glass in front of us, so we'll have a perfect view through. And then we can go outboard with it, and we have a little seat right here, so you can sit like this, and then we can go inboard with it on a day like today where it's rainy and windy. You can go inboard with it. The wheel comes to here, and you're sitting on a bench. This is almost what our view will look like. And I think it's gonna be awesome. And it looks great.
Oh yeah.
It feels great. There's not even a seat here, and this feels great. You're shaking.
I am. Let's go.
Okay, quick look at the deck here. This is the helm. It's very similar to the 55 that we were on Ticket to Ride. Not a dang thing wrong with it. Beautiful view. 2 big ass winches. All the gear you need not to bust the jammer. All the lines run back here. Nice carbon wheel.
Nothing like our 44 though.
No,
obviously.
totally different than our 44, but I figured you want to see this boat while we're on it. Flush hatches. This. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. So it's like a mini version of the 55, just a little bit smaller, but this is still a huge space. Our 44 will be slightly different because we'll be further forward with our sail locker. So it won't be quite as big as this,
But pretty darn close.
but close. Just suck it up, it's not that cold. Beautiful carbon fiber longeron, seagull striker. It'll look very similar on our boat like this. Self-tacking staysail. More lockers. This is an aluminum mast because it's an OC, so it's not carbon. And yeah.
Okay, we're going inside now. Man, it really chilled off quite a bit. Oh. All right, so yeah, that's kind of the quick preview of the HH52. There's obviously still going to be some other, I mean, it does look different. There are some other design changes, but space will be similar-ish, actually, to the 50. Again, just a hair bigger, but not by loads. It's more the layout and the changes that they've done with the helm. Are you now shaking, or is it?
I think we're just gets so windy.
It is so windy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's the chop in the waves and
Yeah.
the bounce of the lines and.
It's all a bit crazy outside. It got crazy fast. Anyway, so yeah, so that's a 52, but we're still sticking with our 44. But I've spent, I don't know, what would you say, at least 2 to 3 hours?
Yeah.
Like just milling about this boat, looking at everything, because again, it is 3 years old. So this has been used, lived in, sailed, and the wear and tear, that was the big draw for us to come to this show. And then of course all the other boats, but to be able to see what's it going to look like after 3 years of using it, what's showing signs of aging, or is it, and that's kind of the big thing. And luckily, I mean, it's obviously they've cleaned it all up and it looks spiffy for the show, but even you can't hide certain things, like you just can't. And the decks look amazing, everything feels solid, so it gives you the warm and fuzzies about our purchase, because again, like one doesn't exist. We signed off of renders and an idea, and I mean,
never seeing it. Yeah.
Obviously, that we've had confidence in it, or we wouldn't have put money down on it. But it's still good to see it in person. Now, aside from that, our day today has been a very HH focused day, but can't help ourselves. We're excited. But we've also taken a little bit of a gander, and we've set up appointment times for some of these other boats, because there are boats here we've never stepped foot on that are similar, right? Like other really awesome performance catamarans. World premiere one. We've got a boat I'd never even heard of or seen until we got to this show, and it actually was kind of cool. And then some other new ones. Anyway, hopefully stuff you haven't already seen before, maybe something different, and all sort of in the similar 44 to 50-foot size range. Quick cut in from the future, because today Eric, the owner of this boat, is here of sabbatical, and I thought I couldn't let him go without asking a couple of questions, which are of course the standard. If you could start all over and you were building the boat today, is there anything you'd do differently? If you're interested in extras like this interview, then consider joining us over on Patreon. Yeah, I'm kind of enjoying being at this all multi-hull show, right? It's like you kind of get to geek out amongst your people. And we've seen so many people that have stopped us to say, hey, watch your videos, we're looking at this boat, and just talking shop. I've had a lot of fun today.
And if you didn't know we're building an HH44, we'll put the video right here.
Yeah, you can go watch that video. Otherwise, we will see you very soon. Yeah, next time. And we will be touring all these other fancy schmancy boats at this show. It's all very exciting.
Okay.
Boat stuff. Okay,
Bye.